Hello viewers, so in today's tutorial we'll be learning on how to make an elastic waistband with a rope. Okay, so the wideness of my band now will be 5.5 inches wide, then folded into two I'll be getting about 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and join my waistband in two. All right, I'll join it this with 0.5 inch. Okay, so after joining this, all right, so I'll turn the other side that have two opening, then I will mark the middle of my waistband. Okay, 2.5.2. This is the middle. Then I will come down by 1 inch. I'll place my elastic at the middle. This elastic is 1.5 inches wide, so I will just from this place go down by 1.5 inches. Okay, to make sure it's actually the size of the elastic. Then from this 1.5, all right, I'll be marking a wideness of 0.5 inch where I'll be doing my joining. Okay, then I will go up by 0.5 inch from the 1.5. All right, then come down by 0.5 inch again. All right, so afterwards I'll go ahead and join it this way. All right, so the length of the band is exactly my waist measurement, the waist of my pants. All right, so if I'm making it free, is exactly the waist of the free pants. Okay, so I've joined this upper side, so I'll go down and join it. Okay, the opening is just on one side while the upper side will be sealed. All right, so this is it. So I'll be left with a little opening at the middle. All right, so this is the opening at the middle. All right, so I'll go ahead and spread this excess allowance, then fold the side and sew it this way. I'll fold it in two, then sew it this way gradually, then turn it the other way, then fold this side too. All right, then cross it this way and sew. All right, so I'm just sewing the side, the opening for my rope. Okay, so this side I'll just stitch up a very neat stitches. Okay, so I'll just turn it this way and stitch at this point. So once I'm done stitching, I'll take off my excess thread out of my band. All right, so this is the opening here. All right, so at this point now I'll be joining the two joining side. I'll be placing them facing each other. Okay, then I will top stitch right at the down. All right, I'll just top stitch right at the down. Then I'll be leaving a little opening where I'll pass my elastic. Okay, this is the opening. Okay, so at this point now, this elastic I'll be using, so I minus 10 inches out of the elastic. I minus 10 inches from my actual pant waist. All right, to get the length of the elastic. Okay, so if my waist is 50, I minus 10 to get it to make it 40. All right, so this is what I got after inserting my elastic. All right, so at this point now I'll go ahead and attach it to my pen. This is the middle. I'll be attaching the middle side facing the middle part of the front pants. All right, so I'll be using a pin at this point to secure them. Mind you, that opening should be at the front. Okay, so it has to be at the front. So I've pinned it this way, so I'll go ahead and connect them. I'll go ahead and connect them. All right, so I'll be sewing right at the part where I top stitch, which is about 0.5 inch wide. All right, so I'll just go ahead and join it till I get to the end of it. All right, so I'll go ahead and join this. I'm not actually taking more than that because it's actually a high waist pants. All right, it's a high waist pants or shorts. All right, so this is it. So I'll join all the way down. I will join all the way using the same 0.5 inch measurement. All right, so I'll join all the way. All right, it all depends on how you want it. So this is HP Fashions GY. If you find this video very helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't also forget to turn up your notification button, so whenever we drop new videos you will get notifications. Okay, all right, so this is it. I've stitched at this point and I'll take off my stitch. So at this point now I'll be stop stitching at the front, but I'll start at the lower side from the middle. Right, see my opening there from the middle. While I sew, I will just drag my waistband. All right, so while I sew, I will drag my waistband so it will gather up the excess fabric. All right, so while I'm sewing, I'm gathering, I'll be dragging it so that the elastic will stretch and gather up the excess fabric. All right, so this is it. So I will sew from the downside. It all depends on how one wants, but I started my sewing from the lower side. All right, from the middle I started it from the lower side, and I also maintained the same measurement from the downside to the middle, from the middle to the downside. All right, so while I'm sewing, I'm dragging my fabric, allowing the elastic to pack up the excess fabric on the waistband. All right, so this is it. So this is it. All right, so this is what we have at this point. So I will sew until I get to my middle part again, which is actually the front. All right, so this is it. At this point now I'll be sewing on the upper side, the middle, from the middle side of the upper side, and I left about more than half an inch on at the middle of the middle, all right, where our rope can pass through. Right, I left more than half an inch. So while I sew, I tend to drag as well. Okay, so I don't forget dragging, because it helps to pack up the excess fabric. All right, so I will sew until I get to my front again. All right, I'll drag and sew until I get to the middle front again. All right, so at this point now I'll just stitch at this point, then take off the excess thread. Okay, so this is what we have. So at this point now I'll be inserting my rope. I actually use a short stick to insert it, although you can use a safety pin. Okay, so at this point now I'll just pass the rope in between the two sewing, which is the up and the down. So I'll make sure I pass it and move. So this is the final look of this. This is how it looks. Very, very beautiful and very nice. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you'll be giving this a try. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, this is the final look of it. See you next time in my next video. Bye.